Right, this is what we've got at the moment with our iMac 2011 27 inch. It's actually running off this cloned hard drive, which we hope we can take out of this caddy and stuff into the back of the iMac and everything will work. It's booted off this external hard drive several times. And I've selected the external hard drive as the boot drive, the boot disk, I believe, and that's locked, so I believe when this is inside there it will still boot off this. That's the plan, so we'll see how we get on. Okay, we've turned everything off. This is our hard drive we hope to install. Now we've got a couple of little sucker cups here which are apparently used for getting this glass screen off. So all interesting new territory. So we try that on there. Right. Now apparently you give this a tug and yeah, I can see that the thing actually, I wonder if you're supposed to lie the whole computer on its back. Okay, well, we've got the whole thing lying on its back now, as you can see, so maybe the glass has come off fairly readily actually in the end. Right, so that's the screen off. Now apparently there's a whole bunch of screws around the edge here somewhere. Yeah, I see, right in the back there, little screws. Right, I'll get the screwdriver out and see how we get on. Right, so we've undone the 4 screws down each side using a little screwdriver I got from the pound shop this morning. Quite fiddly, one of the screws has fallen down here somewhere, so hopefully that'll be revealed in due course. There are some screws along the top here which slightly different size screws. I think they hold some of these gizmos in and they're not actually to do with the screen. So what I'm going to do now is just see if this screen will come out. I have no idea if it will. Right, okay. That's moving. I seem to remember there's things to disconnect behind here. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. I think we'll just hop that back in there for the minute and get a bit more light on the job so I can see what I'm actually disconnecting. Right, well, after a bit of a struggle we've managed to get the cables disconnected and the screen has come off. So we put that carefully over here on the bed on our feather duvet, and now we can see about removing the hard drive. Okay, so the next thing to do apparently is, everything's turned off, yeah. Remove these juice cables from the hard drive. Yeah, and then get if that just comes out now. Yep. That little baby just comes out of there. Looks looks exactly the same as the one we're going to put back. Okay. Right, I've switched over the bracket and the grommets at the bottom of the hard drive. There's nothing no electrostatic pad or anything. Just screw that thing back into place, I guess, using the screws that came out in the first place. Thought they were a bit bigger screws than that, but apparently not. Right, now in this particular configuration there is no OWC sensor cable which could be connected via here, and the sensor would stick on here, I believe, near the spindle. This particular configuration doesn't seem to have that. To me that could be why that hard drive might be getting too hot. Because if there's no sensor, how does he know if it's running hot? Okay, so we'll put the screen back in, if we can figure out where it goes. Obviously I'm going to connect all the cables up in a minute when I'm absolutely sure we've got this in its right place. All connected up as far as I can tell. Extremely fiddly, but we've had a go. Now comes a tricky bit of getting all these 4 little screws back into those holes. Yeah, these screws are really fiddly, but what I've discovered is a little bit of lemon curd on the end of the screwdriver, and the screw, that'll stay on there quite nicely. So, homemade remedy there. Right, well we've put it all back together. We've installed our Western Digital WD10EZEX Caviar Blue. All that's left to do is press the on button and see what happens. So here we go. Suppose we should take these things off. Well, at least it made a noise, that was a good start. Find a screw left over, but I think that might be from another job. Hope so. Right, come on, keep going. Hello. Okay. Well, it all seems to have come back to life, which I would take to be a good thing. We're still getting a pop-up for Max fan control. A new version of the program is available. Well, I don't know about that. That's a question which we need to understand at some stage. Let's see if we can get something to work. Let's fire up Photoshop, see if it's going to have it. Looking promising. This is something to do with the internet. See if we can get rid of that. Okay. Photoshop seems to have woken up. Let's see if we can find something a picture. Well, the thing seems to be working. I've got a little bit of a question over this fan control business, but apart from that, at the minute it's working. Now whether we've fixed the problem we had or by accident, or whether we've actually cured a problem by exchanging the hard drive, we probably won't know for a while. But thanks very much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this do-it-yourself video, please subscribe.